Hello, 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 hello. That's me Undertaker one. Right, okay, so. Ow, sorry. Right, okay. A lot of people out there put content about Clash of the Castle. There's a lot of people out there who are massive fans of wrestling. There's a lot of people out there, like myself, had my mind blown. I'm not going to sit here and rant about the ifs and whats and maybes. I'm just going to put this out there. You know, I went sitting in the tea room one day at work and I was watching SummerSlam 92, and I always remember as a kid not being able to go, and I always wondered, why has WWE not done anything like that? Shit you not, about a week later, Clash of the Castle was announced. It should have been SummerSlam 2022. That's all I'm going to say about that. That would have been awesome. The heat over here at the moment. But again, it's went really well. I got Undertaker tickets just. Totally forgot that we were going on sale. Hanging literally on the toilet, and went and I managed to get 2 tickets. We were right at the back, but the experience was class. The arena was class. There were no phones. My phone's just vibrating in my pocket. Hello there. Going in there, obviously a big fan of The Undertaker. Would have loved to have done the meet and greet, but they were sold out straight away. The stories he told and his deliveries were mint. Undertaker Tit Girl was hilarious. The events of winning the first championship were great. Him just dropping the fucking F-bomb and stuff like that, and his way of like moving a crowd, completely different to what he's done for decades. And I think this is something like, you know, like, oh, when everyone's going, oh, just don't retire. The way they've done this, the documentary, you know, never say never, the ending match with AJ Styles, you know, never say never, it might be one more match, you know what I mean? Just the way they use the character, it's great. But like, this is a show, mint. As a thing though, getting down there, taking all that in, and then getting back to the hotel, and then knowing that Clash of the Castle was the next day. The adrenaline was all over the place. The Undertaker's experience alone in the theatre was class. The audience engagement was class. And then obviously got back to the hotel and then getting to Cardiff the next day, and it was almost like inbound straight away. The way Cardiff handled the event, if they did it up here in Newcastle, it would just break Newcastle and Gateshead and probably Sunderland. It would just break the northeast. We're not designed the way Cardiff had. The barriers come up, close down the roads. You know what I mean? They've got cycle lanes. There've been cyclists up here like, I am a car. No, you're not. And like around here, right? I'm sorry, a little rant about cyclists, right? People who go on a road without a helmet and wearing headphones. What, you've got a death wish? I mean, come on. Down Cardiff, going to cycle. There you go. There's your name. But they take over the town. You see it all the time. They take the way they had the banners around. You couldn't miss this. It wasn't just like, oh, do you know there's wrestling on? Everyone was like, it's wrestling on. Everyone walking around t-shirts, talking to random people just about your love of wrestling. The experience in that alone was great. I have seen a lot of wrestling in my past. I used to film wrestling when I was younger. But when it comes to WWE, I was lucky enough to go and see the WWF tour then. I got to see The Rock, Austin, Owen Hart back then. Loved it. Went a couple of years later with free tickets with work. Completely wrecked with Cooper. Can't remember it. All I remember is Rhino getting beat by Billy Kidman. I was like, no. House show. I know house show. Rhino does not lose. And again, you go and see the house shows, and they come to the arena quite a lot, the house shows and stuff like that. But again, it's not a pay-per-view. And the insurrection stuff and all that stuff in the past, are they taken serious? It's cool when they do Raw and stuff like that over here, big events and all that, but to do a pay-per-view, that's what it was about. Now, we were in the pre-sale, and with everything going on and all that kinds of stuff, we were going to go to WrestleMania. But when we got tickets for Clash, we were kind of like, and again, I just talked about this on a video. I met a guy today who spent $13,500 this weekend. I was like, what? Every ticket you can imagine, bought everything you can imagine. But he had the time of his life, like, fair enough. Like, yeah. Getting there, and obviously I opted to fly at the last minute rather than drive, because I'll get my car fixed, and then a hotel, and travel. And then one of the craziest stories of the weekend, there's a guy who I haven't seen for a very long time. After all this travelling all the way down there, walking past the corridor, he walked past us with a massive elf and a crate of beer. I was like, who's that guy? I was like, oh no, it's Dave. Dave the lesbian. But again, everyone was coming from all over the place for this event, and you walked in there, and we were quite high up, and I was there for the experience, and just to take it in, and then having the view of the dark side of the TV, which you don't normally see with the crane cameras and the booths and all that. and we didn't have the front, what you see on the television, because when you watch the television you can hear the commentary, you can hear all the action in the ring. When you're watching as far as back as we were, you couldn't hear anything. But again, the atmosphere, the crowd was absolutely what made it. We were sitting, and I'm going to put this out here right now, randomly on the rant. I told you this wasn't going to be mainly about wrestling. I had 3 people next to us. 2 of them were clearly going to the toilet and doing key and cocaine. Literally up, down, up, down. If you're going to the toilet that much, mate, you need to see a doctor. It was like the Mexican wave. This other woman sat next to us, and I was like, whoa, count to 4. Like, and like, again, she was just like, I was like, whoa, what's wrong with you? And then all of us got up and never came back. I was like, oh. So, me and Britt had 4 seats, just to, so you know what I mean, because the seats were quite tight. But again, it was about the experience. Match card, kickoff show, the jumping over the top rope, blockbuster, unbelievable. Matches wise, women's at the start, you know, the atmosphere was there for that. Felt a few botches here and there. Again, when you see Sasha Banks, Blanca get beat, you think, oh, they are going a different direction. Sheamus and Walter, unbelievable. It's kind of like, if you're not going to give it to Drew, let Sheamus have that big win, but they went out there. Sheamus took a beating and a half. That match was really good. I would have loved to see AJ Styles and Tommaso Ciampa at this point of the clash just go out there and give a match. But the other matches that were going down, I mean, Riddle and Seth was great. I thought Riddle was going to go over. He didn't. The stomp off the top rope. Again, you're watching it from afar and then watching it on the screen, and it's just like, whoa, you know, what's going on. The main event with Drew, I know I've just cut over a load of different matches and a load of stuff. You could have probably went, well, this and that. I mean, the Judgment Day and Edge, when Edge came out, crowd were going nuts. But then you see Dominic's turn as well. Again, you're just looking at that as like watching it when you normally watch on the telly and you go, oh, now it's going to happen. But again, at the moment, you just, like, again, with the new range of Triple H, it's very unpredictable. I'm glad Braun Strowman didn't come out. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not a fan of that. I had my Fiend t-shirt on. But, like, going towards the main event, you can kind of go, where you going this with Roman? Is it Cody? Is it The Rock? One of them two seems to be that, but there might be an absolute curveball, you never know. But Drew, to go out there and put on that kind of performance, I was there and actually filmed it, which a lot of people took off my channel and made it their own video. Hiya. When Drew and Bobby Lashley fought in Newcastle and the rope broke and Bobby Lashley went flying towards us, you know, there's just a still in my video of Bobby Lashley, his head's here and his feet are there and the ring rope's broken. Drew McIntyre's like that. And I was like, yeah, but for Drew to then come back, because he's been the ambassador of it, he's been a massive push, and you look at the stuff they did with Rob Van Dam back in the day. When Roman Reigns didn't come out with Paul Heyman and all the Usos, you think, nah. The Usos were here early on in the year, so it's not like they can't get into Canada, like they can't get over here. Whereas the Usos, again, I haven't catch up with television, so again, people are like, oh, they're fucking written off. I don't care. You know, and you leave it at that. I was on the bus with a lot of the wrestling channels anyway. There's a few people like, yeah, he's in What Culture, Cultaholic, sorry. They're all from up here anyway. Hi, Scott. But to go out there in front of all them people and have everyone behind you, and especially like back in the day when they showed the British Bulldog win, you can kind of go, story-wise, is he gonna? But it works perfectly because the crowd was so behind it. And Tyson Fury, or whatever, the A-Train, whatever everyone's that. But the introduction of Solo, you know what I mean, is the other Uso. Probably would have worked better if it was a bit more controversial, but again, it gives him a massive push and everyone's just like, fucking hell, there's another one. Yes, there is. So, again, watching it, taking it in, for the crowd, it was great, but then the storytelling, the aspects of where they're going to go, the buzz was great. And like loads of people were like, oh, the fucking tickets are too priced, and then people were like, I got £20, whatever, you're there for the it was great to see that come to the UK, and it was great to see a gathering of that size. And again, what a lovely weekend. And as much as I'm waffling here and just trying to put this out, you know, wrestling is something that everyone's grown up with almost, you know what I mean? And it's a story, it's the characters, the superheroes. I watch it to like be entertained and be amazed, you know what I mean? And there's just, wrestling fans have a massive long-term memory and stuff like that, and to experience it, for it to be an American product, it'd be so passionate to us over here. It would be awesome if they came back. Again, I would like to have seen more of my favourite stars, Shinsuke and Nakamura. I got to see him earlier on the year. But like again, I would like to have seen a stipulation kind of match. I would definitely like to see a title change, because that would have solidified it, because when it should, to me personally, should have been SummerSlam 2022, but when you look at the Crown Jewel events or the like Super Showdown, this is essentially what it was, and again, it opens the door for more. But the massive sea, when we've been watching it back on the network, the massive people and looking for me. I mean, I had my hat on, so I'm like, Mum, look out for me hat. My mum was like, oh, I forgot to watch it. I went, did you feed the dog? Did you take me dog for a walk? But no, I'm still, you know, I've just got back from work today, and I was just literally had that buzz about us all weekend. We're delayed forever in the airport getting home, but as an event, as an experience, I absolutely loved it. You know what I mean? And that's why I went out and got the t-shirt. The Undertaker thing was mint. What a weekend. What a weekend. So this is just a waff. I said waff, didn't I? It's meant to be, I meant to say a waffle. But this is literally just me showing me passion for wrestling, as I do from time to time on the channel, but I don't watch it religiously. As I say, I've always loved it. Ever since I've seen WrestleMania 6, I've been hooked. The amount of times I wake up and I've been a bit too tipsy and WrestleMania's playing on the television. In fact, that's how I remember to order WrestleMania tickets for The Undertaker. I watched WrestleMania 6, fell asleep and woke up, and WrestleMania 7 had passed and WrestleMania 8 was on, and Jimmy Fly Snuka was getting a tombstone. Oh, brother. And I was like, oh shit, I'm going to take a ticket. I was like, I managed to get 2 tickets, so yeah, it was awesome. Right, that was it. It was mint. Someone definitely is after me on my phone. Right, I better go. Got some messages to reply to. But if you went, I'm glad you went. I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye for now.